The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Now, Tom O'Brien, Darrell Martin, and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. We get the Dow right now off 32, Nadex off 29. We get the S&Ps flat. Gold is up 10.80 at 12.94. You get silver up 7 cents at $19.46. Bonds are up 22, and King Dollar is down 2.05. If you haven't test drove the Nadex product yet, folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner right in the very top on the side. You can open an account. They'll put $25,000 of funny money into that account, and you're going to be out there, and you'll see just how dynamic this trading platform is. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Now, let's take a look at exactly what we've done in this marketplace. So, you get into the cash S&P, this is what you have. We are at 1685.24. Yesterday, what had happened is that we closed 21 hundredths over the high. We're under it right now, and if you close under this 1687.18 in the cash S&P, what you're going to have here is you're going to have a failure on the weekly, never mind the daily. What we have here on the weekly, if we look at the SPY, if you want to see the context of what we're dealing with here, and I'll put this on the weekly because we can basically speculate what we're going to have volume in the ETF structure out here today. So you have, we came into the high thus far with 376 million shares. Well, you're coming into 788 million shares, folks. That is a monster number. There's no way we're going to do 300 million out here today. So when you take a look at the SPY, you're dealing with a 169.07 level. Right now we're at 168. What we do have out here, which is pretty cool, folks, and I've seen this dozens, well, not dozens of times, but 4 or 5 different times. When you do get monster pullbacks in the marketplace, what tends to happen is that you will get equities, and they'll start one by one, and you get large gaps coming off highs. Bottom line, you know, Google is down, but it's not down that bad. Right now, it's only down $30. ISRG, if you want to see a classic, this is an absolute classic, folks. This is down $53. You're at 367, and this stock, you know, this is already gapped twice. It's this stock. Do not get near this stock, folks. Okay, this little baby can trade down to 154 in a heartbeat. This is going to be total destruction. That started out in 2009. Last time you had any real volume on the way up was 232. So 232 is the next stop. Because of the structure, you broke you talk about breaking a stock. This stock is just broken in an extraordinary way. Yeah, you've come off your distribution that was happening out here for almost a year. Well, actually a little over a year. And there's nothing left in the stock. That's what you have out here. Good on, man, Mr. Darrell Martin. Darrell, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day? You ready for a good weekend?
Yeah, it's been a great day, great week.
Yeah, and there's no doubt. Wait, 1 second. There we go.
But yeah, you know that straddle I was telling you about on Wednesday? That strangle?
Yeah, on Google, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, it happened.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see here. I'll go and I'll back up. I pulled up on my chart over here. And so we got this massive move right here, you know, yesterday, whenever Google came out, right?
Yep.
And so my strategy was pretty simple. Basically, go in and buy above and sell below the market.
Right.
And I don't care which way it goes, just make some money. And so what I did was, I basically I layered them in.
Okay.
So I did some that were closer, and, you know, basically I risked like $25 to make $25.
Yes.
All right. And, you know, like they're up here,
and this
you know, on
the NDX
NASDAQ.
now, right?
What's that?
The trade was in the NDX, right?
Yeah, on the NQ. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so what you have
Same
here,
thing.
folks, is this. What happened with the NQs, the NDX 100, coming into the close, it was positive, and then Google, which is always cool, folks, Google comes out at 1/100th of a second after 4 o'clock, okay? And boom! I mean, you're talking about the NQ futures going from positive to 29 down in a heartbeat, you know? Okay, go ahead.
Exactly. And I mean, you can see the charts on my screen here. Google just drops like a rock.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, it's going to drag. I do this trade actually every quarter. It's my favorite trade of the year.
Yes.
And so I go in there, and I go, okay, well, I need to be a little bit conservative, so I need to have one that sort of gets in and, gets out pretty fast to cover all my risk.
Okay.
Make a little money, but I also want some, some killer trades in there, too.
Yeah.
And so when I'm putting this thing on, I go in and I have like some down here at like 30.84, which seems like a joke when you look at the screen. So I got like a 30.84s up here.
And what you have, folks, is that the NQs went from 30.74, okay, to 30.49 in a split second. Yeah.
And so I layer them in. I have one at, actually, we'll just do the lower ones because that's all that really matters. But I got 30.64, I got 30.60, and then, I had 30.68. So I'm layering these things all the way down.
Yes.
Okay? And so that way, as it drops and keeps dropping, and I even had some down here at 30.52. These were like my lottery trades.
Okay.
And by lottery trades, I mean I risked $3 or $4.
Amazing.
On the trades.
Yes.
Literally. And so I'm going in, and I'm risking like 25 to make 25, like this one, and then I have another one out here. I'm risking about 15 to make 15, and then it goes to where I'm risking like $8 to make a ton.
Right.
So the first ones I go in, I get 1-to-1 on them. They're done. I mean, they're out like in a heartbeat. And what that does is that actually covers all my risk for all my other trades.
Sweet.
And so now I can really make some big money. That wasn't about making money. That was just about removing risk.
Sure.
In case, because, every once in a while it could come down and just sort of come up, or whatever.
Oh,
so,
no, especially Google. There's no doubt. And then, what you had, which is really cool, folks, what he had going for him also, that, it helped dramatically, is that Microsoft came out 2 minutes later, and Microsoft got smoked, too. So it's, and Microsoft is a large component of the NDX 100, which is really sweet, man. Yeah.
So you put those two pieces together, and it's just like, bring the volatility. And so right here, what's funny is I wasn't even paying attention to Microsoft. I was so focused on Google.
Sure, no, I understand. I believe it.
Yeah, but you're right, though. I thought about it later. I was like, but yeah. So it flies down. Okay, within a heartbeat, risk is removed. It keeps going down. Then I take off, profit like, I'm making like $87 on like a $15 risk.
Yes.
So I'm in there, or I guess netted, grossed 87 on then minus 15 from that. And then down here, it is basically the same thing. Like 90, I basically closed them out for like 90, sold them for say 92, and then closed them out for like 5. And these, I literally held them to expiration, which I don't do.
Okay.
But there was so much implied volatility, I was like, this thing's not, I don't think it's going to fly back up.
Yeah.
And there's so much implied volatility, I would have been giving up like $300 on my trade.
Okay.
So I just left it alone. And I have no risk at this point. I mean, I'm already like very profitable. I've made, a couple $1,000s.
Right.
And I've only risked like a few $100 in my entire account.
And what happens here, folks, with Darrell, and this is important to understand, because of the volatility that comes in with a Google coming out with numbers, right? What happens is that he was on both sides of the market. And so what the key is when you're on both sides of the market like that, what he was looking for is only volatility. It didn't really matter, okay? He needed the volatility so that one position is, there's no doubt, going to lose. The other position is going to win. But what the difference is with that Nadex product is, number one, your trade is your stop. And we're going to go through this slow so you really understand this, because you cannot do this in the futures market because one's going to take away from the other.
Right.
You're going to be delta neutral. You're not going to make money. In the Nadex product, what happens is that stop is your stop, and that's all you're risking. So what ends up happening is that's the defined number that you can lose, and what you're hoping for is that the volatility is so insane, which happens all the time with the Google, is that it's either going to be up 30, up 40, which affects the NDX 100, and then the amount that is up over your profitability keeps going, and that's what happened. I mean, it was a classic, man. I mean, you know, that's a great trade, man. That's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, and I literally like every quarter, and then so like right here, I mean, what I did is, you know, if we put the numbers together for everybody,
yes,
I sold the 3052s, okay,
yes,
for $97.
Okay, that's amazing.
A binary is worth $100,
right? And
so if you sell for 97 and the ceiling is 100, that means your risk is $3 and your profit potential is 97.
Right.
Okay.
It's amazing.
And then I bought the 3084s.
Okay.
Okay. So really not even that far away. You can tell there was a slant to the downside before it even came out.
Okay.
Because, I mean, think 3084, the market, like before the market closed, I mean, we're sitting like right at 3071.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're talking, you know, what does that 13, 14 points up versus being, you know, 20-something points down.
Right.
So there's already a big volatility skew going on. And, I mean, the market was starting to trend down anyway into it. And so if I bought them for $4, remember, again, they're worth $100.
Yeah, exactly.
So 4 to 0 is $4 risk.
Right.
And I can make 96. I can make up to 100.
Right.
And so I risk on the total trade $7.
Amazing.
And then when it explodes down, I make $97 on this trade, less the $4 I lost on the other side.
Right.
Okay. So I netted, you know, $94 profit, less, you know, fees or whatever. But I mean, $7, I'm making $94. Can you, I mean, out of all the years we've been trading, can you imagine like trading a stock?
No.
And shorting it at 97 and buying it back at 0 in 3 minutes?
No, it's unheard of. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
It's like sort of knowing like the Lehman Brothers collapse is coming and you go in and short.
Right.
You know?
So watch this, folks. This is what's really cool. So there's inside this trade, you have basically 3 legs of the trade, and it's not 3 legs, but this is what you have. You have an expiration that is, what was that expiration at? Was it 4:30?
4:15.
Okay,
Yeah,
so watch
it closes
this,
when the futures market,
which is beautiful. Okay, so
the
trade he put on, folks, okay, had a expiration of 4:15. The trade was put on at 3:57. Okay, because we know. So you're talking, you know, 17 minutes, right? What happens in the...
Actually, I put this trade on at 3:19.
Okay, 3:19. Okay. So what happens is that one of the reasons he could get them at that level is that at 3:19, the NQs are actually higher. Okay, so that's what was going on also. Okay,
yep.
Because they're about 6 points higher at that point because they sold down coming into the market. So that's why it was so inexpensive. Number one, you were coming into expiration, and
yep.
and this is what's key to understand, folks. Okay, is that it didn't matter which way that went. It just couldn't be flat. That's what it comes down to. You know, absolutely amazing. You stay right there, folks, and folks, you can come over to our website. You can test drive this platform right now, and I'm telling you, you know, this exchange is getting bigger, but it's going to be a lot bigger because if you wrap your head around it, you can take a very small amount of defined risk with patience, and you just set that trade up, and the reward versus the risk is pretty amazing. Tom O'Brien, Darrell Martin, we're going to be right back.
With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow off 39, NASDAQ off 29, S&P's a flat. And if you haven't test drove that Nadex platform, folks, get over there at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top, on the side. Cost you nothing to test drive it, folks. They'll put $25,000 of funny money into it, and you can see exactly how dynamic this platform is. Let's go to Wayne in Texas. Hey, Wayne, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yep.
Cool, man.
Exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I had a question about Google. I did a calendar spread for 900 put on the Google for this week and next week. And I want to know, how do you know, is there any ways to play that? Because, you know, both of the options have gone down too low. I mean, they're both about equal.
So did you sell it?
You
bought
it. I sold the 900 put this week and bought the one next week.
Well, yeah.
And it was like a $1 spread. So I was figuring I didn't think Google would go down this far.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, well, you know, the way Google's set up, let's see, what you have at Google, folks, is this. Google opened at 886. It's at 881, which is not that bad, really. What's stopping it from going down, which very well could save you here, Wayne, is that 889. If you get a rejection of that, which, you know, I think what you're going to see is that Google has the volume to stay at a lower price. Now, that is going to be like in a couple weeks. The way it's set up right now, it looks like it wants to bounce. You know, so if you got to bounce into that 900 area, which wouldn't be bad, you know, you get something going. But other than that, you're going to know quite a bit by today. The volume, I can tell you this, the volume is too high. So on a longer basis, it wants to go to the very bottom of that swing point, which is 847. The real key is going to be, okay, does it bounce a little? It's certainly doing a lot better than it was doing last night at the close. Last night at the close, it was basically down $45.
Yeah, 865.
You know, I mean, you know how I stand, you know, market-wise. Market-wise, I think we're going south. And particularly, I can tell you, you know, with Google gapping down, with Microsoft gapping down, with ISRG is a different ballgame. That stock is toast. But Microsoft gapping down is a huge heads up. When there are large corrections that come in the marketplace, what normally happens is you get 2 or 3 big stocks gapping down. Then all of a sudden, two or 3 weeks later, man, the whole thing is gapping away. So
well, on that ISRG, I did the same thing, but I did a 410 put.
Okay.
But it's too far. It's gone too far. So it's like I was hoping to get a difference in the spread, but when it gaps down that far, you can't do nothing.
Yeah, that's a killer when you had it right? And it just, yeah, that's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
Thanks.
And now, you know what's interesting here, folks? Wayne just brought something up that's really cool because Darrell has an analyzer. And, you know, once you get the account opened at Nadex, you're going to want to go over and test drive this analyzer. And the reason being, see, Wayne got the deal right. But what happens, and this is the same in the option market, even in the Nadex market, because the Nadex product, folks, is actually an option. That's what it really comes down to. What happens here, if you use that analyzer that Darrell has, the difference is that it's going to help you pick the right expiration for your risk versus your reward, you know, which is, it's kind of neat, Darrell, right? I mean, in the context just when he was calling, because he got it right here, okay? But what happens with the calendar spread, folks, you can't, it's got to stay in a range. In both cases, it went out of the range, you know. So when Darrell was explaining the trade that he had done on the Nadex product for the NDX, he wanted it out of the range. That's the bottom line. You know? Yeah,
and I do both. That's what's really cool too about Nadex is, I mean, I do range bound because you'll hear me talk about butterflies.
That's right. No, that's right. Yeah.
You know, I do credit spreads basically by doing what I call my premium. I do those on the air almost every day. I got one of the listeners calls it me throwing out candy.
Okay. And
he's like, I listen to your show every day because you throw us free candy.
and folks, that free candy, okay, and this is candy that won't put weight on you, folks, okay? The only weight you're going to have is your dollars in your pocket. That free candy gets put out at 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time every trading day. So don't forget. And no matter where you are in the country, folks, okay, remember, at TFNN, right on your cell phone, you can put TFNN.mobi. You get live programming 9 hours a day, 9 to 6, and then 24 hours a day we stream. You stay right there, folks. Darrell and I are coming right back. We have the Dow down 38, Nasdaq off 30, S&P's are flat, gold's up 950. We're going to be right back.
With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter, Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can't use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, you get the Dow off 22, Nasdaq's off 25, S&Ps are up a couple bucks. You got gold up 960, platinum is up 17, and the bonds are going to get interesting here, folks. The bonds are up 25, and I'd like to see you just a little bit more behind that baby. But what you are going to have, you're going to have a nice weekly close up here. If we could get up about another 20 ticks, that would absolutely break that downtrend. And that downtrend, folks, has been a heck of a downtrend. You know what you do have happening, this is pretty wild, because what has happened in the junk bond market is that the junk bond market went down very quickly as bonds went down, but guess what? The junk bond market came flying back. I mean, big time, the last 5 days. We're talking with our man, Mr. Darrell Martin, and we're talking about we were just talking with Wayne, and Wayne had it right as to where these equities wanted to go, but they just went a little bit too far. Inside a calendar spread in the option market. And what you do have here, folks, is that, and this is what's really cool, if you do the correlation between what you're looking for in earnings and that correlation of what the weighting structure is inside those indices, well, guess what? You can get over to the Nadex platform, as Darrell just did, and put the trade on, because the volatility inside the equity gets into the actual indice, and this is where, you want to, it's not a lot of work, folks, to understand what the weighting structures are inside a few of these indices. They don't work on all of them because the Russell 2000, it's too small. Every individual stock is too small. And the NDX 100, it's insane. Because what happened, Darrell, what's as wild is that what happened, folks, okay, I think this is just a couple weeks, I'll tell you exactly when it was, because this was really a bizarre one. The last time, so I knew it was only a couple weeks ago. What happened a couple weeks ago is that, and I brought this up on the air, and actually in the den, too, before the market was open, what had happened is that on July 7th, on July 8th, actually, is it the 8th? It was the 9th. What happened is that ISRG was going to gap down, okay? So pre-market, we knew it was down, okay? And it was down $100, folks. And the NDX 100 wasn't down. That's impossible. So that was just a gimme on the open, folks, for the NDX 100. And sure enough, bottom line, NDX 100 was open, boom, 2 seconds later, it's down. People look and say, well, how did that happen? But it's pretty wild. There's no doubt about it, So when we look at this analyzer, walk the folks through exactly what the scanner and the analyzer does.
Okay. Well, one, we just made an upgrade to the scanner, too.
Okay, cool.
We're always upgrading, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
So we have people getting on the spread scanner, and they're like, we have a binary scanner now? Seriously? Another one?
Okay.
And we're working on a hedge scanner. So,
nice.
For hedging your futures and forex.
Yes.
But the upgrades are sort of minor. They're not like totally visible, but one of them is people kept like clicking in the money. We had in the money and out of the money, and they were like selected, and they were deselecting them. So we added both to make it as more user friendly.
Okay.
And then we just reprogrammed the entire data feed from the ground up on both of them.
Yes.
To make them like a lot faster.
Nice.
So.
And this data feed, folks, this data feed is coming right off the exchange. So there's no middle in this whole deal, which is really sweet.
Well, it does come to our server and then comes to the website.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand that. Right.
So there's a little bit of, I mean, it's coming direct from the exchange into our server.
Right.
And, but like we recoded, the feed was fast. What was slow was we were loading all the data at the same time.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it was just, as you improve things, you got to slowly improve piece by piece.
Sure.
So, and now once it was in, it was lightning fast. There was no delay.
Right.
Okay. But it took like maybe, depending upon your computer speed and your internet, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to initially load.
Now I'm with you.
And now it's just done. It's like click, and then there's the new. See that? It's just like there's the new market.
That's fast. And if you're in the car, folks, just as Darrell was saying, that the screen totally changed. So he said here, boom, screen changed as we're watching this.
And then we're going in, and now we add the simulator. And so before, and I've done this on air.
Yes.
That simulator range, and I have a lightning fast computer. Okay, I got a fiber optic line. I have 12 processors, 64 gigs of RAM.
Okay. Solid
state drives, etc. Okay.
Yep.
And it took about 15 to 20 seconds to update the simulation.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know if you saw that, but like I clicked on it, and I said, okay, what's going to happen if the S&P goes up or down 6 points? What will the price of this binary be worth?
Oh, is that cool?
And I just click OK.
Yeah.
And boom, there's the live price instantly. So I mean,
that's amazing. Oh, that's really cool, man.
So I'm pretty pumped about it.
Oh, I can see why.
It's so quick.
That's amazing. So just to run over that again, folks, is that what happens when you do the binaries? It's a yes or no. Will something close at a certain price? So what Darrell was showing there on that simulator is that if it closes at this price, what is it worth? Which is huge, which is worth a fortune, man, because when you trade all of these, folks, what ends up happening is that there are a lot of contracts, and you're trying to figure out the math. I'm trying to figure out the math many times in my head as I'm doing this, you know what I mean? And you can't hesitate. That's the bottom line. You don't want to hesitate, so.
Well, check this out. This is what it does. Okay, so let's actually use the NASDAQ.
Okay.
And because that's what I was doing, yesterday.
Yes.
So I pulled up the U.S. Tech 100.
Right.
And then I said, okay, I want to see ones that are expiring in the next 30 minutes.
Right.
Okay? That dropped off everything else for me.
Yes.
And then I said, I only want ones that have a, 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio or better, because I'm doing a strangle.
Right.
Right? I'm expecting it to either go up or down. I want to be able to make back what I lose. Now it only shows me the one with the 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Okay?
Yes.
And then I go, you know what? If I think the Nasdaq's going to move up or down 20 points, I'll set simulated range.
Okay.
And I'll type in 20. And then I'll hit OK.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is it's actually going to tell me, see, what would the price be if in the next few minutes
Yes.
the Nasdaq moved up or not closed? We got closed as easy.
No.
Okay, that's potential versus
that's
risk.
Right.
This is because I mean, like if you're risking 3, you can make 97. If you're risking 10, you can make 90. It's always 100.
Right.
But what would it be if it moved like 30 points in the next 3 or 4 or 5 minutes?
Right.
Okay. And so I can go in there and I can go, I'm going to buy this thing for 3. It'll be worth $41.50, or it'll be worth $82 or whatever.
Amazing.
If it moves up 30 points. And so I can immediately not only put in my buy order, I can put in my take profit order.
Exactly.
And
which is crucial.
I'm able to look at the simulated risk-reward ratio, meaning I can find out what the best payout is, because it actually goes up and then goes down.
Right. Right.
So like you'll have like one of them's a 1-to-1. I can buy at 48 and basically sell at 100. I can buy at 10 and sell at 95. I can buy at 3 and sell at 83.50. The other one I can buy at 3 and sell at 41.50.
Right. Amazing.
So I can quickly see, okay, that right there, just that simulated reward risk ratio, that's my trade.
And he's looking at a 3 for 97 right now, folks.
This is on a fast move. That's
right.
the big thing about the simulator. It's a fast move because time does impact it.
It matters. So what we're looking at, if you're in your car driving to work right now, folks, please be safe. What we're looking at is that he's got the simulation model up, and as he just said, it's important to understand that this is on a fast move because we're not dealing with decay. We're talking 3, 4, 5 minutes. Okay. So what ends up happening? It gives you all the numbers, meaning in this particular case we're looking at 5 different sets, 2, 4, 5, right? Five different contracts that you could get, what the risk is, what the reward is, and so you can look at this very cleanly and say, okay, this is the best trade mathematically that I can make for the parameters that I just set. And the parameters that he was setting was saying, okay, he thinks it's going to be a 20-point move, either up or down. And so, man, that is so sweet. It's amazing.
So and also, I don't know if you notice, I don't know how clear you can see it just through the
I can see it
broadcast
beautiful.
there.
No, I can see it great. Right.
But it's updating it live.
Yes. No. I got it. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
So how we said in the next 5 minutes.
That's right.
But what if 5 minutes goes by and it hasn't hit your price yet, but you still think it's going to move that far?
And what's happening?
Well,
we're
now
looking
this
1
is what it
hour,
will be worth
16
to move
minutes,
that
and 50
far.
seconds. 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 47 seconds. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah.
And then you can go, well, maybe it's not going to go that far. Maybe it's just going to go to, this price or whatever. You put like $13.55.
Yes.
And so I could edit one side and then leave the other side where it's at or whatever. And then it'll go, oh, okay, well, it'll probably be this if it hits that in the next few minutes.
Right.
And so you're constantly seeing that. So if you want to go in and update your price because like in 5 minutes it hasn't moved.
Yes.
Or if you just want to update your take profit order, then you could still have the number because we're actually doing the math for you. That's a little high. We're doing the math for you of, where it will, what the binary will be worth, which is not an easy task. I teach people how to do it, but it's still a lot of math you're doing in your head.
No, it is. There's no doubt about it.
As I figured out how to do all this math, and it's just addition and subtraction. There's no calculus here.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of numbers to crunch at one time, even if you're just doing addition and subtraction.
It is.
And so this is doing all that math for you, and it lets you focus on your trade.
Right. In real time.
I spent seconds picking out I analyze the chart. I look at it. I'm like, okay, what are the major levels here? But then I spend all my time focusing on the actual, the chart, not, okay, boom, all right, I'm going to come over here, and I literally spend maybe 10 seconds picking out my contracts.
Right.
You have to do that. I mean, imagine like you're going to trade a call on Apple, and you're going to spend like 8 hours analyzing calls.
Listen, a legit deal, folks, okay, as to analyze, and you can be the best trader in the world, but the reality is that you're going to analyze that at least a minute and a half, and that's too long. You know, there's no doubt. I mean,
and that's if you're fast, you know exactly what you're doing. You've been doing it for a while.
Right, and that's, I'm with you, and that's way too long, folks. Okay, this is an amazing tool. You get first off, you get your account open over at Nadex, folks. You can go right to TFNN, open that account. Once you see how this thing works, you can test drive Darrell's analyzer, and of course each and every week, each and every day it's getting better. Never mind each and every week, man. That's pretty amazing. Yeah.
And then check this out right here. Now, I'm always talking about my deviation levels, right?
Yes.
And they're based on implied volatility. That's why they're so cool. It's not Darrell's pivots, Yeah. It's literally just I'm pulling the implied volatility out of the options.
Right.
And
in real time,
factoring that into the formula and then plotting it right there on the screen.
Yes. And
look at this. Look at Nasdaq. Okay. Now that was a massive move yesterday. Agreed. Insane move on Nasdaq.
Right.
Look at where it stopped, right there at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in Eastern. Right at 1 deviation, perfectly.
Yes.
Okay?
Amazing.
So the day before Google came out, moved right to right as it came out, I guess, moved right to 1 deviation, to the tick. The little pop-up, fell on back down, and guess what I used to help me pick my strikes?
The deviation level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So, and they're built right in here. We update them, like you said, every night at 8:15.
Right.
And you just go over to the top, click on deviations. And so there's the day's deviations, and you just go over here, okay, what about the NQ? What contract do you want? I want the September contract, and, there they are.
Amazing. Man, you get a piece of software there, man. You gotta love technology, man. I know, folks. It's absolutely
it's all
amazing.
Stuff that works. It's just it's a lot of work to do, and we made it easy.
Yeah, I can see that, man. It's exciting. It really is exciting, man. There's no two ways about that. It's like you got to be kidding me, man.
And we're storing data now for stocks.
Okay.
So can't wait for that to come out, but we got to get it to where we can make it where it's very deliverable, because otherwise it'd be like 30,000 pieces of information.
Yeah.
But we're storing the data now for stocks, and which means we're going to do all the optionable ETFs, indexes,
okay,
and stocks. We're going to be able to deliver deviation levels on.
It's interesting though. It's going to be hard for you to go. You're never going to go. I can tell you, folks, because I went from stocks. Once you get into the futures market,
I'm
folks,
not going to trade stocks.
You can't go back.
People do trade stocks, and I want to help them out.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's not that stocks are bad.
No.
It's
listen,
just, to me, there's 23,000 stocks out there, right? Just in the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of choices. I like to narrow things down.
It's great. I understand that. I mean, I love the indices and the direction shares and the pro shares and all that. But you get my gist of it. What happens, folks, is that as your trading career goes along, what ends up happening is you're always looking for the least amount of risk you can get for the biggest amount of reward you can get. Because what it is that it's just a constant. If it's 10 trades, so many are going to be right, so many are going to be wrong, and you just want to basically be green at the end of the week, month, year. That's how that's when you cut to the chase, folks. That's the bottom line.
To me, it's the leverage. That's honestly the only thing that keeps me out of stocks.
Yeah, right.
So,
right,
because even with portfolio margin,
exactly.
Right. I got portfolio margin. You put that in there, it's great. You have to have 6 figures in your account to have it.
Yes,
but. You basically got to put up to a 15% move in either direction, unless it's a double or triple leveraged ETF, or unless you have an option on it.
Right.
But it's still, you're talking 10 to 1.
Yeah, no.
Versus, I'm getting 1,000 to 1 on Nadex.
Right.
1,000 to 1 with only risking like $20.
Exactly, which is unheard of. Yeah.
So, why would I go to 10 to 1?
No, there's no way. And 10 to 1 used to be great, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. You have the Dow right now down 25. Nasdaq's up 26. S&Ps are up $1.50. Gold's up at 940. King dollar down 290, and you get the bonds up 29.6. We're going to be right back, folks.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter,
Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Nowhere, spelled N-O-W-H-E-R-E. At one point, we've all been there, whether it be our health, career, or our finances. Some might be there right now. So where are you when it comes to your trading and investing? Better yet, where would you like to be? The good news, I can take you from nowhere to now here right now. Same letters, N-O-W-H-E-R-E, just a totally different emphasis and focus. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN, and on July 25th at 6:30 p.m., I'm going to share with you a trading strategy that I began on May 10th when the S&P was at 1627 and closed at the same price 8 weeks later. That's right, the S&P went nowhere versus a trading strategy that produced a 100% hypothetical return in that same period of time, and it's now here for you. Subscribers to my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability, have free access to this exciting live workshop. The trend is your friend. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com. Decisions shape your destiny, and your trading destiny is now here for you.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. We get Big Blue trading down at 285. You get Caterpillar flat. We get ExxonMobil up 44. JP Morgan is down 30. You get GE up $1.20. Let's go to Richard in New York. Hey, Richard, what's going on?
Good morning, gentlemen. What's the next new move in the markets coming up over the next few days?
The next new move?
Yes. Is it going to be oil down, or what's the next move coming up?
So you want to look at oil. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, actually, I called. I need your advice and Darrell's advice about the Japanese yen in terms of the spike that occurred overnight, in terms of analysis of why that would happen, and also if it's possible to do back ratio spreads on Nadex, like for example, to buy long ratios and short ratios simultaneously and adjust them in the duration.
Well, you're all over the place, man. You just went from the market to oil to the yen. Good, God bless you, man. I think you better get one trading vehicle, man. Because I can tell you this, man. You know the way your head's thinking right now. That's trouble in paradise. I'll start with the yen.
Japan has their elections this weekend, so that's going to cause a lot of volatility in the yen. They have the upper house elections happening on Saturday, so that is just part of like estimations, poll numbers, figures coming out. Just like whenever we had the elections with the U.S. elections here for president, and Romney's going to win, Obama's going to win, Romney's going to win, Obama's going to win, and that like literally affected the market, and that affected health stocks and everything else. Part of that is what's going into the yen.
Well, precisely. There was a huge spike like 2 minutes before expiration at 7 o'clock yesterday, and I was trying to do one of your premium collections, and I guess the spike was so huge my computer crashed, and I'm held, with my hands tied behind my back in handcuffs, and I couldn't do anything about it to get out of it. So my question is, in a case like that, can I also, if I'm going to short for premium collection, can I also go long simultaneously within the same strikes?
Okay, so a couple answers on that. One is make sure you have the Nadex app on your mobile phone, so if your computer ever crashes, you instantly can log on and edit a trade.
Well, it doesn't allow me to do that. It doesn't allow me to have two at the
Not
same
simultaneous, but it does allow you to log on from your phone. So if your computer crashes, you actually can log in on your mobile phone. It'll just kick you off of whatever other browser you're on.
Yeah, but it takes too long to do that. By the time I only had 2 or 3 minutes to do that. By the time I log in and put the code in, everything is done.
Okay. Well, either way, I would have it because it may take you an hour to get your computer back up, right? So you want to have a backup. You just got to have one.
But just to avoid that.
Okay, so getting on to the next thing, but I'm just saying, as a trader, you got to have a backup. Okay, so the next thing on here is you're trying to figure out how to. You can't go long and short on the exact same contract at the exact same time, or you'd be neutral. You wouldn't make anything. You can get out of a trade. I mean, that's what would happen is you just get yourself out. Now you're talking about, do you want to be able to do a calendar spread? Or what are you talking about? I mean, I know you're talking about back ratios, but I want to make sure we're on the same page on that. What do you mean by back ratio?
Well, like for example, if you wanted to do, if you're looking for a strike price on the SPX, okay, you can buy puts and you can buy calls at the same strike, but you can change the amount of contracts. Okay, likewise on Nadex, if I wanted to sell premium to finance a directional move. Is there a way to do that in terms of changing the number of long versus the number of short contracts?
You can do that so long as you have, and they won't be the exact same strike, but as long as you have aligning strikes. So, say just to give you an example, U.S. yen. Actually, the show's about to wrap up. You know what? Call me back during my show today.
And that's 1 o'clock Eastern Time, folks. You stay right there. Man, Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next. Then Nico, Darrell, David, and we'll be back here. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Dow's off 29. Nasdaq's off 26. S&Ps are up 2. Stay right there, folks. Basil's coming right up with you.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.